Okay, hi everyone. This is Kathy Allen, Ribbon and Wire Designs. Today we're going to make these poinsettias, which you can do separately or on your wreath frames or boards. And let's get this up here and get started. Let's see if I get this adjusted right. That's all the further it goes. Okay, so my space here. Now, you're gonna need a piece of plastic canvas. It's 5 per inch. 5 little squares per inch. Now I cut this out at 5-inch diameter, and I also marked it to make it a little easier to start, especially if you're first doing it. So I took it down the center. I kind of folded it to see where the center was, and this here's my center. I did a center line like this, and then I did one on each side, which represents let me get one of these. Get a small one here. Okay, so in this, you will take this would be your center. So you would take this zip tie and go through and leave one square undone. So you can see that this square on the reverse side is not used. So, and then you can clip it together. So then after I did the center line for here, then I took it over and spaced it so you can do these lines and then this line. So we got 8 spaces around here, because the first row is going to have 8 poinsettia petals, and the second is going to have 5 or 6. This is what I started here. This is the first 8 petals. And this one I started on a 4-inch, and it's too bulky. I don't like all this. I still didn't have room for any center, so I went with the 5-inch. You can see the difference. And the end result was this. And for the centers, I took a poinsettia, a small one, and I took this off of it and used this as my center. I glued that in. And you can also use your ornament bulbs this size, and they got the smaller size that you can get at the dollar store, or I got these on Temu a couple of years ago, I think it is now, and I pulled it off. There you go. And going to use that for a center. Now this one isn't finished, so you can't see, but just so it covers your center piece, then you'll be doing good. Whatever you want to use. Use your imagination here, and it should be fine. So, I'll put this down here. Now you can use different types of fabric, fabric mesh, deco mesh. This here, the white, is the same as this that I got from it's pre-cut into squares, which turned out really nice for this. And I got these on Unique in the Creek, or from Unique in the Creek. Also, there's different, they come out different with each product you use, mesh. So this is that, which is a finer, it's got finer holes in it. I'll set that aside. This one here, now I really liked this one that I started on the smaller 4-inch circle. This is fabric mesh, and you can see the nice petals that it did. And so this one I'm doing the same as that. Set that up here, and I'm going to use this glitzy striped foil stripe deco mesh for my other one. I want to have 3 done, but I'm probably not going to do all, have all 3 done. This is regular poly burlap. Now when you do the poly burlap, now let me show you how to make the petal out of all 3 of these. Well, this here is your horizontal wide stripe, and it can be done out of this too. So any one of the meshes you can use. It just depends on what you want to do. This is right here, one of the petals, and this is made from the wide stripe. So it turned out to be a nice petal. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, can you see everything? Yes. I'm thinking this needs turned a little more. I'll bring this down. Don't get dizzy here while I move this. Okay, I think that's good. Seeing more of the door than anything. Okay. I believe we got it. Okay, so I'm going to need the little bands. That one broke. Didn't matter anyway. Your little rubber teeny little bands that you get at the Dollar Tree or Family Dollar, Dollar General. Release into those. Got 6-inch zip ties to use. Take some of that out. And for the tiny little center, well, not center, but near the center, these you can use the, I'm not sure if you can use the 4-inch or not to get through all of it, because you're going to get through all the layers, but we'll see. Let's see if we can use that. Okay, so for the petal, now I said I was going to show what all of them look like. So you already know what this one looks, no, this is regular decoupage. Okay, you already know what this one looks like, which is this petal. So that turned out pretty nice too. And this one here, you already know what this flat all pre-cut looks like. So now I'm going to do the poly burlap so you can see what that looks like. So you take 10-inch squares, 10-inch square, 10 by 10, or whatever your width is. Some of them was like 10 1/4 or whatever. You try and cut a square. Okay, curl side up. Give yourself a turn. You want to make sure that your serged edge is at the top, or yeah, the side of your triangle, top side. You bring this down to a point. Okay, then you got your rectangle there, or your, yeah. Okay, so I like to fold this over. You got like your Star Trek. Okay, so I take the point and I hold it with my finger, smash it down a little bit, and then stick my finger in there and bring that down. So hold that. You can go ahead and smash this part. Try not to smash this. Okay, then bring the other one over, and it overlaps just a teeny bit. See that? Bring that down. Okay, and then this is what you got. Now, you come right below, got your points down here, then you got these two edges here. You come right below that and you scrunch it, and that leaves you with your petal. You got these two edges right there, which when you go in, okay, right there. When you go to put it on, I got some on the table, look at that. When you go to put it on here, you're going to make sure that when you stick it in your zip ties, you want them to come all the way up to there. So I take this bottom, and it's going to be much easier if you trim some of that off, and then take your band. I think there might be 2 bands on there because it feels tight. Okay, so there's your petal. There's your band. Then I'll take and I'll measure it about finger length, and I'll take and trim that, because you want the least amount of the leftover as you can get, so you're not clogging up your center with a bunch of like this one. You don't want it to be, you want it to be nice like this. Because then it's going to be easier to get your oh yeah, I had another center here I forgot to show you. These are 16-inch beads with holes in the center. These can be used for your centerpieces. Individually, I thought I had one here. I did have one somewhere. But anyways, you use like a 6-inch piece of wire, and you poke it through, or you put it through the hole, and you can do as many as you need for the center. I'm thinking these are going to be nice. I have some gold, but I couldn't find them. As usual, when you clean up, then you can't find anything. Okay, so that is the poly burlap. Okay, the regular deco mesh is, okay, curve side up, bring it to your point, fold it over, get your center, press it a little. I stick my finger in there to make sure where the middle is. Okay, press that down, bring this one over, overlap a teeny bit, press that all down, and then scrunch. I'm probably in your road, right? Then, let's see, trim this. Okay, get band. Bring your band. Band it. Measure with your finger. You want about an inch. Trim that off. And this is your regular deco mesh, which it turns out pretty much like the fine, like this one. This is really nice stuff here. Certain petals, it does, like this petal, it does really nice. Okay, and then we got your foil stripes, which is the one I'm going to do today. Okay, curve side up, put it to angle, bring it down to a point. Okay, bring that over to find your center. Take a little pinch at the top. Okay, stick my finger in that center. Bring this down and mash it. Then bring this one over and mash this. You want to overlap a little. Okay. And take and scrunch right below that. interesting and take and trim some of the excess and band it. Okay, got that 3 times. Okay, take my finger where the band is, measure about 1 inch there, trim that off, and there's your foil mesh. They'll turn out pretty nice. Now, there's one thing that you're going to want to know is, okay, the white one here that is finished, these petals turned out bigger, but these are right here, the small petals, and they're 5 by 5. So I took a 10-inch piece of mesh and I folded it in half, and I would burn this, so now if you're cutting them, you can just fold this, take your clips to hold the edges, cut it in half there so that you end up with 2 pieces like this, and then you're going to take each section and fold it in half and then cut across there. That gives you your 5 by 5 piece, which looks like this. Okay, so you do this the same way as you do the bigger ones. You just curve side up on the angle, bring this down. It's just a smaller version and much easier. Bring that over, find your center, pinch that edge down, bring this over, pinch that down. So you got that like that. And then you scrunch this. Now this one I don't need to trim off. These things are hard to see. This is the busted one. Okay, so find one here, one right here. Well, I had it in my hand there. Okay, you come all the way down to these little points there, and you probably get around 4 times. Okay, and there's your little petal by the center. And you notice how much difference the size or the width is bigger on this pre-cut mesh. I just love that. That's so pretty. When you get done with these, you can use this on the center of, say you got a Unique and a Creek board, and you could use that as your center and have your other mesh around here. Or you can take the small board, and it pretty much fills the small board. Now, I made a few petals. I'm going to hold one there. Haven't trimmed those off yet. But, okay, you stick these in the edge there and you can put them around in the places. See, there'll be two here, and you try to line it up so you can get what you want around there. But anyways, you fill in this area with petals, and it's done the same way. Now, and then we got your 14-inch wreath form, which you can take, put this on the edge here with zip ties, and then you can take your other ones, you do 3 of them, one here, and then you put one down here, overlap a little bit on the edge, and you got yourself a 3 poinsettias on one wreath form. That's the same way with your large board. 3 of them can probably fit on here nicely. So there's 1, 2, and 3. You're going to have to wiggle them around and fill in your spaces with your leaves. I don't know if you can get, might be able to get 4 of them in there. But that would be pretty too. And then you got Wreaths of Joy. I believe this is the 10-inch. And it's already got your little square, metal squares in here, so you don't have to be cutting any plastic canvas. And this will fit right on that center, and then you just fill in right here with your leaves, which I think this is the best bet right here, the 10-inch. Well, they do have just plain 10-inch wreath forms that you can buy, and you can put plastic canvas here. But if you go to wreathsuppplyoutlet.com, you can get these, which is I think it's a lot better. Now let's get going on this. I've got some already pre-made. Okay, so you set there. And my son is going over. Okay, get this stuff out of the road. Now at some point I'll make the petal again so you can see. Now we want to start here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to get the longer. Now I want to come down, let's see, how far down do I want to come? To here, I think it was about 5 or 6, and count down from the very top here. 1, I can't see anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's 6. Come down 6, stick that in, come over, make sure one square is left in the center. Take your petal, bring it clear up to these points here, and I put it in. I put it in wrong. Okay, now turn it. Make sure your flat edge is there, or it's not gonna zip. Okay, where's my space? There. Okay, now, here we go. Now we can tie it. Okay. And I mean, you can flatten it out a little if you want. I still like that one better. Let me get my zip tie cutter. And it didn't cut all the way down. Well, son of a gun. Okay. I got your side cutters here. There. Get that little edge and then kind of turn that. Okay, so now from here, I don't know how those got out there. Got glue on here. So from here, you want to go right directly on the other side. Flat side. Count down 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 right here. Go in. Skip a space or skip a square there and come out. Then get your next petal. And zip tie that one in. Okay. Cut it off. And turn it. There. So now you got 2 petals in. Now we're going to do the top and the bottom right here. Okay. Come down 6. Okay, make sure I'm in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go in, skip 1 square, come out, get another petal, I'll be darned if I can't see this. Ah. Okay. So I was here like 2 days ago to do this video, and we had the Christmas parade, so it didn't get done. Okay, so now we're going over to the other side. Count down 6. 1, 2, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 6. So we're going in here. Make sure I'm in the center, because I'm going to skip this square, the center square. Okay. Okay. started. Now we're going to come in between. So where this line is your center. So we want to get your petal. This looks off, or this is off, which is probably looks like this. This should be, yeah, I went off. Okay, so you get to center, and these are going to come a little different than these because these are more on an angle than a straight square. So you count down on your angle. You take this top one right there, which is only half of a, and you count down from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the way to tell if you've got that right, you'll come over from your line and go over to the next one. I might be down one. Yeah, I'm down one. Okay, bring that out. Okay, the way to tell if you're in the right spot is that it's going to line up with this and this, which it obviously isn't. So this side is, and this side isn't. So I'm going to take this down, angle it down more, come down one, and see if this works. And it does. And then this one's up. Ha ha ha. So I'm going to take it out. I'm coming down here. I'm not skipping any space, any squares. I'm coming directly. Oh, it appears to me that it isn't going to work out, or this one's down too far, because that's where they usually, but you get the picture. That's what it should be, at least somewhere near there. Okay, now if you prefer this side, you can use this side of it. This one looks shorter. I'm going to use that for the next. I don't know why some look longer than the other. They're all the same size. Let's use this one here. Okay. Put that in there. Anyways, as close as you can get to where you put those in between there is your best bet of being even. In the right spot. Okay, turn that. And you get that done. Okay, we're going to come down here. Countdown doesn't always work. Okay, now we're on my crooked one. Okay, so I'm going to go alongside of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to come down 5 and see how that works on this one. Am I in the right hole? Yes. Now see, that's almost perfect. I went down 5. Okay. And check. Try and get the biggest ones. Okay. There. Okay, now the next one. I'm going to come down 5 again, see if that works. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not going to work. 6. So I don't do the top one on this one. See, I got to come down one more. It's not lining up. Okay, so bring it down. Let's see if this works. Get in the right spot. Okay, that's much better. So I'm down 6. So my husband got turkey. He gets a free one from the VA. So they give him a voucher. And he goes to the store and he picks out a turkey and then he buys a turkey. So we got 2 turkeys. And that was 2 weeks ago. So he puts them in the refrigerator in the garage. And I said, you can't do that. It's too early. And he says, it's okay. So I went out there and I made room in the freezer for one of them. And the other one I left out. Well, it's thawed, so we had to cook it last night. So I have no turkey to cook for Thursday. And this is Sunday, so there you go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Come down 5. It looks like it's lining up there. Come through this. Beautiful. Look at that. Nice big one here. So we were tasting turkey last night. So I'll have all the fixings on Thursday, I guess. And we'll have leftover turkey. Okay, now that's pretty darn good there. Now we got to come in and fill in these gaps like this so that they come, in between those. So what we're going to do on that is come down and see where this one is the one that's off. So I'll show you on a better one. This here, you want to come in between there. But you got to come down below 1, 2, maybe 3. 3 down. Gotta turn it. 3 down from your last zip tie. It's going to be on an angle. It's going to be hard to see, so you can turn it in the back. And it's going to end up coming right where your other one is. So you got to get that carefully. And I think 3 was enough on there since these turned out smaller. So these are in between. Now you see how those is filling in your next row. Now you can start these and have these all ready. Okay, so we're coming in this little square there. Turn. No, wait a minute. I'm gonna try and line it up with this one right here, not these ones. This is the one that's off, so it's probably going to end up being close to that. And I'm not going to take it off. So I want to move this over one. You look at the back and you can see where you're lining up. Bring that over. Then there's probably an easier way. But you get the gist of it, don't you? I hope. Okay, bring this down. You want to make sure that your spaces are filled in between these. Get them all spaced out. Now this one, oops, there we go again. Looks like we're going to have 8, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, we'll have 8 on here with this one. This one I didn't. This one I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is this the center one? I'd have to count them. There's your 8, but it looks like, because these are your 8 ones. Your first ones. So I have 5. Okay, I've got 6 of them on this one. Because these ones turned out so nice and wide across here. The more narrow they are, the more petals you're going to have to use on this second layer to fill that in. Okay, so let's get this going. Okay, I'm coming down below there. Anywhere below it. try and get 3 down if you can. I mean, don't fret on it because it's going to turn out. Just so you have them in between. Now, if you want a flatter petal, before you put your center on, you can lay a heavy board or book or something on this to flatten it out, and you'll get flatter petals. You might get whiter too. If you do, make sure you get that point though, not that poinsettia point. But you could stack these petals before you even begin and flatten them down. Okay, so this doesn't look too pointy because, yeah, I'm saying if you flatten them down the board, it's going to turn out nicer on this one for sure, because these really want to puff up. Okay, next one. It's the first time I've used the stripe metallic stripe, is that what you want to call it? Yeah. Okay, next petal. But I needed another color, and gold, I've seen them in gold. So, gold it is. There. Now, see if I got how many more? 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have enough because I made sure I had extra. Okay, so I got how many in? We've got 4 in, so 4 more. So you'll either end up with 6 or 8 petals. Depends on your width. I'll try and come in here with this petal. Come in about there. Make sure I'm on the flat side. Okay, come over. Okay, I know you went through. Where are you at? There it is. Okay. Do your next one. It's going to look really pretty. Here's something else that sorry about that. That didn't clip all the way. Cut it off. Okay. Still got little. Okay, now next one. And if it's a square and not an angle, just come in between. You don't have to skip. On this row. Okay, 2 more to go. Okay, we're coming down here. That sure looks like we're getting close to where the first row is. You want to make sure you're just below that first row, your zip ties. So you can be in between. It's like very close to that first row zip tie. Dang, I didn't do it right. Clip off that. Push it down. Now, last one for this row is here. It's like any other flower. Now, not going to turn out the same. No 2 flowers are the same, unless they're man-made. And even then, they're not perfect, unless you got a machine to cut them. Okay. There. See, you're starting to add up bulk. Don't really need all that bulk because we have the small ones to do. We're going to put them, I think I cut, how many I cut? Okay, 3, I've got 6 of them. Look at this, I've got 1 left. Oh, that's probably the one, no, did I make it out of this one? Yeah, that's the one I made. Okay, so we're going to spread these out. Okay, set it in front of you, and you want to do 3 up here, and then 3 down here. Do I like that? Spread it out more. There, see how that's going to look? Okay, so you're going to either do, it depends on how wide they are. You're going to do 4, you're going to do 5, or you're going to do 6. I wouldn't go past 6. But depending on how wide, because like I said, the white ones are a lot wider. And I think I would use the 6-inch to get through all of this, which is going to be fun. So just find any place that you can and stick it in there. through here, anywhere, come out and say a prayer that it comes through. It's there. I don't know where it's at, but it's there. Coming out. Where's it at? It should be close. It's probably going over here. It is. Duh. Okay, so we're going to take this. Do a smaller petal. The tiny petal. There, and I think I'm going to cut this with the scissors. There. Okay, that one. Let's try and get another one in here. No, I'll miss. At this point, stick it in towards the center, wherever you can get it. And see where that first one is, so you want to kind of try and line it up with that. Okay, so I'm going to come through here, come through the next one, and figure out where it's coming up at. It's coming up close. Just keep pushing. There it is. Okay, this one is full. Space them out. Okay, so this looks longer. I'm going to trim that bottom of that one. Okay. We'll take the next petal, which we're going to go right here. So we're going to go in here, wherever I can get it in. Just poke it down there. I hope I'm still in the picture. Okay, bend it a little. That may help. But that was a little close. I think I'm going to come over here. Where the heck's it coming out of? It's bending. It's not coming out at the bottom. Okay, why won't you work for me? Okay, bend it. Okay, where's my last one? Let's go between there. That went through perfect. And make sure that we cover up the row before the space. So there's I don't want this. You don't want this showing. That's the one thing. So you want to spread it out. Where's the other one? Here. You want to make sure that the zip tie from your previous row is not showing. So you kind of got to straighten them out. If you have to, spread it out. Try and make it a little wider. And if you have to put 8 in, put 8 in. It really doesn't matter. Just so you get that covered. Okay, I'm going to come down where I go through. I think I went down 1 too far. There. Okay. Up. Look at that, it cut it already. Okay. Put this one in. And if we're lucky, we only have 2 more to do. I'm going to cut that down. We're going to push it more. Now see, spread it out. Make sure those are covered. Okay, next one is going to be here. Okay, get that in. Okay, there's the flat side. I've been coloring all week. I got color block, like writer's block, color block. So last night I did diamond art, a little, so I can't do too much of that at one time. It drives me nuts. Okay, how many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we want to come in here with our 6th one. So you got that space. Take it in there. And I'm getting hot in here. There's no air on. No fan on. And it's 53 degrees out, which I would love to have the door open, but we ain't doing that. see somebody walk in. Where is that? It's gotta come out somewhere. There it is. Yeah, like that. Duh. Okay. I'm going to stick that. So I hope everyone has a really nice Thanksgiving. No fighting. There are people fighting over turkey legs. It's a little funny there. Okay, let me see how this works. There, that's good. Okay, I think we're done enough. Spread them out. Still going to see these ones. So we're going to have a bigger center. And I don't know. Take this hat off. Whew. Put my hair in a ponytail. That'll be better. Yeah, 53. I lost my rubber band. Or my ponytail band here somewhere. I had it a second ago. And I moved it aside. Okay, so let me know, which is your favorite color? Give me a little, send me a little message. Let me know what you think. I can't find it. Oh my goodness. Oh well, let's push it back. Okay, now we got to do a center. So what are we going to do? I don't think we want white in the center. Although it would work, it's a pretty, looks pretty, but it's not completely covering this side. Might depend on how you put it in. This you would have to glue in. What do you think? Do you like that center? Or I can take red Christmas bulbs and I could put them around here, maybe possibly glue them in, or I can wire them in. This one doesn't want to come out. Anyways, they would nestle. Let's see how many I have. You could glue them in. No, want to stick. Even when they're wired, they don't want to stay. Never 4. You gotta have a odd number. Okay, so there is 5 in the center, and I'm thinking it would need more because you gotta scrunch them up and glue them so they stick to each other. You're probably going to need 1 or 2 more, which I don't have here. Or take them aside. I could wire a bunch of these together. Oh, there is the wired one. Here's the one I wired. So see, you take several, wire them, and then put them together. And then just stick it down the center. Have them all wired separately, and then wire all the separate ones together as a bunch, so you can go down the center. But you would have a lot of those. Okay. You would have a lot of those, because you would have to go like that, and then you would have to get another row on there and have one in the very center. One more here. There. See, and then this goes down through the center. So what do you think about the beads? That's going to look better if you, once you do it. Once you have them all poked through. Or you could possibly even glue them on. This one doesn't want to go down through right now. But you get the gist. I don't want to do them right now. You know what I'm talking about. You can also take and do the middle of the small poinsettia like this one, and have it lay in there. Of course, let me be the center because it's smaller, but you could also have that lay in there. I was trying to think of what colors you could use. Just saying different poinsettias. The white, I'm not thinking the white, although this didn't look bad at all, but it's kind of an off-white. If they had a white, I did have a white one, a white with some gold trim on it, that would probably look good for the center. And what else could we use? Got bigger bulbs, but I don't have red ones here, I don't think. Okay, so these are wired. I was checking these out with the white, and then I seen that poinsettia and I said, ah, it's gorgeous. So you can use the bigger bulbs, and that would use less. You see that? I got the glittery one in the center, and then I'm going to have 5 around here. And I'm thinking that is going to work good, as long as they touch. As long as they're touching somewhere, so that you can glue them. That's kind of good. I'm thinking that in red. There's also, let's see, that one's bigger. Here's the white. Don't know if the white is going to work as well color-wise, but it could. And seeing that this is kind of an off-white, if you had a gold glitter pen or something, you could just dab a few dots of gold glitter on it. These you can take off and just glue that down in like they do when they make the wreaths, because they got to glue them all down in there. But I don't have enough white. But you get the idea there. That would work too. Anyways, there's several things you can do with this. Lots of ideas. Put these away. I was at Walmart and I didn't see very much there. I don't usually go to Walmart, but we went. We have no more Joann Fabrics, and that was our only fabric store around in our Christmas collection. We're supposed to get a Hobby Lobby. I wish they would have came in before Christmas, but that's the way it goes. So we gotta either order it. Now I bought these, which, you know, they're not gonna go very good because unless you make something for the center and put these in the center of it, but not for the gold, for like the red. Let's see, which one is almost done? Okay, this got one side done. So if you took something and you made a center and then used these in the center of that center, you could cut them off because they're wire and put them in the center of it. Even like this, if you had a white center, see, it'd be like these little things coming up. How would that look on this one? I still think it's a little bit big. Seeing that you might be able to cut it down a little if you can shape it for your center. Or just make it your center with a big center and put some little things in there. That could work. I don't know, what do you think? Oh yeah, I wanted to show you one more time. One more time. How to do the center or the petal. So you got your 10 by 10, curve side up, put it to an angle, top stitching right up here, bring it down, flatten it out, bring it point to point there, flatten it out here, I stick my finger there, come down. In fact, I think I'm going to flatten it all out. And then bring this one over, overlap a teeny bit, flatten it all out. See how this one turns out. Does look a little better flattened. It still doesn't look like it's as wide as these. Close, but it's not as wide. But anyways, I hope you can find some use in this for centers or for your flowers. 3 poinsettias on one board would be pretty. I really like that one. I just keep coming back to it. Or on the board, which is going to take more green petals. Less green petals on here. I just love that red and white. So next time I may be doing a Santa or one of those over the door two-sided that you can put over the door. 4-inch, I think mine is, I could only find like 3.5-inch ribbon instead of 4-inch, so we're going to try and work with that. And let's see, I thought I had candy canes here and I don't, so I'm going to see if I can order them and do a double candy cane like I seen the other day on Monkey's Creations. And that's what we got for right now. I also got a green monster that I sold my small one, so I have a larger one if I can get the large enough board. So I want to say like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and check out my Facebook page, Ribbon and Wire Designs, and like that page if you will, and we'll try and get more of these done. Thing is, I have to come into town to do them, and I've been having trouble doing that especially since it's getting darker earlier, so I can't drive after dark unless my husband breaks me. Anything else? I think that's about it. So yeah, take a good look at that. There's the back, which you can't see very well. Let's see if you can see the back of this one. You can know that this will probably help you if you do that. I will try and put a picture of that 5-inch thing on my Ribbon and Wire Designs Facebook page that you can print out if you want to guide you, or just to look at as you marking it, but I think it's pretty basic for what it is. But this is what, let me get this one, because I haven't finished this. So if you took these on one of these 14-inch, this came from the Dollar Tree. So you put one here and put one there, and put one here, and then fill in your gaps wherever with the leaves. Oh, that would be pretty. That would be really pretty. So that's all I got for today, and I'll see you the next time. Any comments, please leave them comments. Let me know how I'm doing, what I can do better. I really enjoy doing this. And, you know, don't have much to do when you're old. Okay, so take care, everyone. Smile always. Good afternoon.